Okay, so I'm Jshreder, and that's Net,
Hello.
and we built a escape room with a bit of a twist. So why don't you tell them what this mash of wires and stuff over here is, Net?
Basically, all these repeaters over here amount to exactly 1 minute. So when you step on the pressure plate to enter the room, it sends a
Which is over
signal
here.
through the repeaters. Yes. And then the signal comes into all these AND gates or NOR latches. And as soon as it does that 5 times, then TNT will explode. If you do not guess the combination correctly to the 5-digit combination lock, which is over here.
Yeah, so let's go into specifics a bit more. Underneath this pressure plate, we have a pulse limiter, which I'll dig out so you can see. Right here. So this makes it so that the pulse only turns on one of the lights which are inside. Let me go through. One of these lights, or turns off one of these at a time. So when that signal loops around once, it turns off this light. When it loops around twice, it turns off this, and etc. Then we have a simple system up here. Well, not simple per se, but not too complicated. That as the fifth goes off, it will send a little TNT down using some pistons. And this is all done with the help of wireless redstone from VoxelBox or Craftbook. And I mean, we could have done this without wireless redstone, but it would have been a lot bigger and taken a lot more time. So, yeah. So why don't we start it up? You want to go inside, Net?
All right.
And this is just a simple piston combination lock. When the blocks are pushed, the current travels through each block because of the repeater. So since he stepped on that plate, we have a little signal that'll go through here. And I'll go ahead and cut to where it is at the top up here. Now that I said that, we can just wait until it gets up there. I'll put this all into Premiere Pro and cut it out and make it look pretty.
All right.
So now, as you see, the first lever's gone down, and the pulse will loop back again. So this goes on for 5 minutes, and while this is going on, inside, your helpless victim is trying to figure out what the combination is. Now, we just put a simple it's not order sensitive. It's just a really simple lock just for demonstrative purposes. But sorry, in the middle of, or we just put a simple lock on here just for demonstrative purposes. But you could put something as complicated or as you want. Now, as you see, this light went out, which means we only have 3 minutes left. Now, if you think you messed up the code, you can hit this button and it'll just reset this. Now I'll cut to where it's at 1 light. Okay, I had to, my dad just called me for dinner, but I guess I have like 5 more minutes or something.
I don't like the giant hole in the ceiling with dirt.
I'm not going to look at it, so it's not too bad. I mean, we could fix it later.
Hurry up! You know the flaw in our plane here? You can just do this. If you're carrying redstone.
Okay, well, don't carry redstone. Stop that! We could rim the doors in glass. Now we are at 2 lights, and I'll go ahead and go outside. You can see it's looping back again, and these 3 switches are down. Now, while we're waiting for the first light, I'll go just a bit more in depth of how these little RS NOR latches and AND gates work. Basically, when the first pulse comes through, it flips this RS NOR latch and turns on the first switch up here. It also activates, this RS NOR latch also activates this AND gate, so when the second pulse comes through, AND gate turns on, activates this RS NOR latch, and etc., etc. So when you walk out, you can either flip the lever, step on those. It turns on all these resets, which reset every AND gate.
1 light.
So now we have 1 light left. And I'll go ahead and go back outside and show you the TNT machine. Now this is simple. Basically, when the 5th turns on, or when the 5th light turns off, this sends a signal that first, if there's no TNT here, it pushes TNT there. This piston pushes it under this, and that piston pushes it down. When it runs past, when it hits this spot, the redstone turns the TNT on, and we have this protected with a bucket plugin, so it won't explode the interior. And we can still have some glowstone inside so that it's not completely dark. Alright, so I'm going to go, since the light's about to come up, I'll go up here and watch.
Oh no! Ah! God.
And, yep, so it'll keep going until it runs out. Just to make sure you killed that person. And the sand's just there so that when it does in fact run out, it'll still push the TNT. So, yep, and that's our contraption. So I'll include a schematic of this, just so we can prove that it was us who made this. And yeah, thanks for watching.